Hello, this is Galeano of Rediscovering My Body and Boulder Sex Therapy, and I bet you're wondering, what does a sex therapist do on her weekends off? Well, let me tell you, this past weekend I went down to Santa Cruz to study with a Tantric coach, and boy, it was it was so many things. And what I wanted to share with you today was I have been a sex therapist for 20 years. I've been sexually active for longer than that. And what I discovered is that there's always more to learn, is that when we step out of the role of expert, of whatever we think we're expert in, or whatever we feel comfortable in, or whatever it is that is our habitual pattern, I would say, or the facade that we wear, and we put on the beginner's mind, that there's so much understanding and awareness and challenge that can come up for me. And so here I was with my partner and this coach who was helping us explore things that we had not explored before, that I thought, this is easy peasy because I know this. This is what I teach as a sex therapist. And what kept on coming up for me was, this is my edge. And how am I showing up? And why can't I get this right? And really struggling with skills that I know in my head, but in my body, the kinetic movements were stiff and awkward, and I felt like this is such a challenge. So let me ground this a little bit more for you, for those of you who are just joining me today on this Facebook Live as I share what a sex therapist does on her weekends off. As we studied with a Tantric coach in Santa Cruz, and that we were refining our lovemaking skills and really looking at how we come together and what is a turn on and how we stay in that turned on state. And I was hitting my edge. I know in my body the habitual patterns of how I like to move, of how I like to be, and coming up against that edge because skills were challenging me that I wanted to master, and I couldn't, that it takes more than one and done, that I was doing things that were making me nervous, that were making me anxious, that were making me sweat, and I felt like, goodness, I'm never going to get this right. I could feel kind of this harshness of this old pattern way off in the distance saying, I'm not enough, or I'm not going to get it right, or something like that. And it's so fascinating to me that we can evolve, that we can learn, we can grow, and still these doubts come into who we are and how we show up in the world, even though we know, or I know in my mind, that it's not true. And I had to struggle with that. And I needed to be kind to myself, and I needed to bring in some more joy and recognize this is fun, that I'm learning these skills of lovemaking that I've not used before, that I don't know how to use in the setting, that I'm working with for the first time. And I invite you to really look at how you've done that in your life. I know for my clients who are calling me for the first time to talk to a sex therapist who don't even have the words to speak about what it is that they enjoy or what it is that they struggle with, I get it. That's hard stuff. And I think that the most important thing that we can do for ourselves in those situations is be gentle and know that we're doing the right thing, and that we're being led to help, and that we're being led to support, and that it's okay. And that it's not like we're riding the bike for the first time and we're going to know how to do it. So we need training wheels, we need help, and we need support. And I invite you to tell me a little bit more about when you've had that experience, when you needed some training wheels, when you needed some help and some support, because I'd love to know. So thanks for listening today. Wonderful, wonderful week to you all. Mwah.